I had a conversation with a friend earlier, and it made me think about, and it's perfectly timed on a Monday, right? For Monday Mindset Message. When was the last time you actually spoke up? And I don't mean like you're in a meeting, it's really boring, you're like, oh my God, this is awful and terrible, I hate this. But when's the last time you wanted something, or you had a question, and you actually asked the person, hey, I'm feeling this way, and I wanted to express that. Do we have time to talk about that? Or can you tell me a time when we'd be able to have that conversation? When was the last time, whether your boss, your spouse, your kids, your friend, you had a conflict and you just kind of said, okay. But you didn't mean like, it's okay. You meant, okay, like that. But you didn't do this, but in your head, you were like, okay. You rolled your eyes 5 times, you cursed them out 15 times, and you said, whatever. You said okay, but your mind and your soul says whatever. When was the last time you were actually able to speak up for yourself and say, this is what I want, this is what I'm experiencing, and this is where I want to be? Because when you don't speak up for yourself, you're taking what is happening as this is all that will ever happen. And if you're frustrated with this struggle of where you're at, but you've never spoken up for yourself, you've never taken the chance to say something for you, you've never taken a moment to be like, okay, I can do something different, what do you expect to happen? I have so many conversations with people, whether it's coaching, friends, coworkers, whatever it may be, where I'm like, have you actually told them how you feel? Like, I can't do that. I can't just tell people how I feel. I'm like, why not? Well, they might take it the wrong way. Maybe. But what if they don't? Or what if them taking it the wrong way, if you're telling people the truth about where you're at, if they take it the wrong way, that should open a conversation about, this is what I meant. How do you take that? Because if my wife puts on something and she's like, how do I look? I genuinely tell her, I think you look beautiful. And men, whenever your wife asks you, do I look fat in this? You never say yes. If she actually is fat in it, she would never ask you that because she knows. Just like when you know when you're overweight and you got a little, you as a man have a little something here, you're never gonna ask your spouse, do I look fat in this? You don't care. Because you know, it's like, hey, I could work on that. I think you have the cognition, the cognitive ability to say like, I should work on that. If you cared enough to ask, right? If you have to ask, like, is my car okay? You know something's off. Am I doing well at work? You know something's off. It's my favorite question when someone's like, am I a good person? Well, why are you questioning it? If you think you're a good person, why do you have to question it? When was the last time you straight up said, I'm not happy? What do I need to do to change that feeling? I'm not saying it could be better, it could be worse. I'm not saying telling the truth. I'm not saying that being honest and upfront is going to be easy. But at the end of the day, you have you and you alone. I'm happily married, right? I have great friends and family. But there are times I recognize like I need to speak up because the only person I am with for 24 hours, 365 days in a year, 24 hours in a day, hopefully another 50, 80 years left in my life, is going to be me. When I go to bed, my thoughts run in my head. When I wake up, my thoughts run in my head. When you go to bed, your thoughts run in your head. When you wake up, your thoughts run in your head. When you look at yourself in the mirror, and an exercise I do is stare yourself in the mirror for 3 minutes. What thoughts go on in your head? So when I was having this conversation with my friend, he was expressing some things that were going on between him and his partner. And I just asked, have you expressed that? Well, yeah. No. Not have you kind of expressed it, like how do I navigate it without upsetting the waters, right? But literally, the way you're expressing it, have you expressed it that way? The biggest shift in my marriage was to stop protecting my wife's mood. Now that doesn't mean you don't care. that doesn't mean you don't word things that are going to be better received, right? The example I use is that if you want to find a country music station and you keep going to the rock and roll station, you will never find what you want because you're tuned into the wrong station or the not right station that you're looking for. If you express something in a way your wife can't understand, your friend can't understand, your boss doesn't understand, they won't accept what you're saying. On the flip side, maybe they hear what you're saying, but they think differently because they have their own experience. So what I told my friend was, all you can do is express your side and hear her side. You watching this, when you have something in you that says, I need to speak up, when was the last time you actually spoke up as you are? Not, let me finagle how I word this to make sure it fits because I don't want people to not like me. That might be your problem. You're trying so hard to be liked that you don't have anyone that loves you. And I hope that doesn't make you think of like, oh, my mom and dad never loved me, my friends don't love me, my wife, not like that. But the reality is like, you work so hard to be liked by your spouse, liked by your boss, liked by your coworkers, liked by your friends, that you have forgotten what it's like to like yourself. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, I like this person. I like who I am. The greatest thing I did to say I like myself was to speak my truth and don't be mean about it. You can speak truth and speak facts and be real without being mean. There's no need to be mean, but you have to be very, very precise about what you say. If someone is doing a job wrong, you don't tell them, you are a moron, I have no idea how you got this job. Because they take it defensively and they're not going to listen to what you're saying. But if you come and say, I noticed a couple things off. Can you walk me through what you did and explain that? Because from my perspective, it looks like things are not done the way I'm used to, the way it should be, or what we've done previously. If you're with your spouse and you're like, oh my God, why are you on TikTok all day? She's going to say, what do you mean? I'm not on TikTok. No one sits there like, I'm going to spend all day on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is. They're going to take it defensively. On the flip side, if you have that thought of my spouse, I was guilty of this. I was on Instagram all day. When you want to ask your spouse, okay, I actually want to ask, why are you scrolling through social media all day? But what is it you want out of that conversation? Because when you say, why are you on social media all day? You're already putting someone in the defensive and you're not going to like the answer they get. But if you think about what does it actually want from this question? Why do I want to ask her this question? Why does this bother me? When you take a second to ask yourself, what do I actually want from this situation? You can start to be honest with yourself, show yourself that you love and like yourself, and say, this is what I want for my life and my relationship, my work, my health, my business, whatever it may be. And this is where I'm at. What needs to change in order to get there? Or who do I need to be in order to get this? For example, when my wife and I used to butt heads all the time about the social media thing, I asked her, babe, am I boring you? Obviously she's gonna be like, no, what does that have to do with anything, right? I had to flip it to, babe, I'm sorry for all the times that I spent my day on social media, fantasy football, whatever it may be. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to see that. What would you like to do right now? And sometimes she'll be like, sometimes I just want to zone out and watch Netflix. Sometimes I just want to zone out and scroll social media. I get it. There are days where I'm like just scrolling because I'm like, I'm bored, don't have anything to do. But ultimately, when you ask a question, you have to know what is it you want. On the flip side, you also have to understand that the other person, your coworker, your boss, your partner, whatever it may be, is another person themselves. And they're not here just to serve you. The only person you serve is you first. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't help others. My wife can't take care of me if she's not taken care of. I can't take care of my wife if I don't take care of myself. So you have to ask yourself, what do I want from the situation and why? Ooh, allergies are hitting really hard here. Where am I at? What do I want and why do I want that? What is the win-win goal here? The sooner you can answer that question, the win-win piece, you'll explode your business and work, and you'll explode your business and sales. I'm gonna keep this rolling. Like, I'm gonna keep this real with you, right? This is Monday Mindset Message. If I'm asking you to be real, I'm gonna be real. I got a cough. Whenever you want something in life, when you can say, this is what I want, this is where I want to go, and you can be real about how to get there, and you can be honest with what you want, with yourself first, and then practice that with others, your business explodes. You'll increase in sales. Your friends will love you more. The problem, again, is the fact that you just want to keep the peace. I want things to be peaceful. But usually what you want things to be peaceful means, I just want things to be calm and quiet. I want everyone else to stop and shut up. But it's never about, I want everyone to be okay. You're probably looking at it like, how do I get what I want? Which is fair. How do you get what you want? You're not going to find peace with your wife by getting just what you want. You're not going to find peace in your job by just doing what you want. You're not going to find peace with your kids just by telling them what you want from them. You get peace from telling them what you want based on how do we get there. Because if you want peace, you want prosperity, you want success, you want health, you want wealth, you want your relationship to be on fire, there's always going to be someone else. So how are you honest with yourself so they see they're being honest, I can be honest, and we can come together and have a conversation as who we are. I want you to think about that today. Where are you mincing your words to be liked when you're missing out on the love that you're seeking? This is Lawrence with Candle Mindset. And peace, love, and light. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from wherever you're listening to, watching to, whatever you're doing. Until next time. Peace.